Once again, good afternoon, and our topic for today is about production system. So as upon the discussion last meeting, that we need to consider that once the general specification of a production system had been agreed upon, including precise definitions, needed resources, and output expectation, there are three most important decisions remains. Now, first, the industrial engineers, production managers, and other specialists must choose and design the technology to be used. Their decision must include the choice of equipment and tooling, the layout of the plant, space and facilities, the selection of workers, and the work procedures, and many other aspects actually of process design. So these choices must be handled carefully. Mistakes at this early stage can result in a business losing its competitiveness or the ability to sustain a profitable position in the market. So given a choice of technology, the capacity of the system must be determined. So the capacity of the system is designed to be a function of the amount of the available capital in the demand forecast for the outcome or output of the facility, and many other minor factors. So again, this decision must be made wisely. So establishing too much capacity too soon can burden a company with excess cost and inefficient operation. So too little capacity can make it difficult, of course, and expensive to increase output later if the market develops rapidly. And this can place a company at a significant cost disadvantage if other competitors with larger facilities produce a product at a lower cost or within most competent, of course, consistent quality. Okay, for us to give a more detail about production system, let us all welcome Sir Jay. Sir Jay, go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, classmate. Good afternoon, sir. So, my name is Jay. I'm your presenter for the day, and my topic is all about production system. Wait for a while. So, let us discuss the production history during the Roman Empire and the Middle Age guilds. During the Roman Empire and Middle Age guilds, the production was characterized by individual activities and muscle power instead of mechanical power. So basically, nung Roman Empire, yung production is more on strength ng mga tao. Nung 1700 naman, condition changed rapidly with the introduction of the steam power to replace muscle power to machine tools to reduce hand craftsmanship. Hand craftsmanship and the factory system emphasizing interchangeability of manufactured parts. While noong 19th century, yung production guides ay na-publish. So yung production concepts ay na-inaugurate. In the period included na-departmentalize yung plant layouts, yung division of labor for training and work and study, and nagkaroon ng material flow para ma-improve yung production system. During naman nung 20th century, nagkaroon ng shored up ng foundation ng production studies. So doon na nag-start sina Frederick Taylor, he conducted and analyzed thousands of tests to identify the relevant variables of production. He also designed the work methods, and he segregated the planning of activities from their implementation in place in the province of professional management. So aside from Frederick Taylor, si Henry Grant, dinevelop naman niya yung methods of sequencing production na which are still in use today. On the other hand, Frank and Lillian Gilbreth, they show that basic human motion patterns are common to many different work situations. So si Frank Gilbreth, siya yung father ng scientific management. So their analysis ng micromotion is to improve the manual operation. Noong 1920s and 1930s naman, things becomes more complicated as it was realized that people did not always behave as expected, and the complexities of an emerging process required by more controls. by 1940s, doon na nag-start yung era kung saan birth ng first electronic computer. So mas na-enhance yung production system ng 1940s. So what is production? So there are three different definition of production. First, production is an act of either manufacturing or mining or growing of goods, commodities for trade. The second one is method for making or providing essential goods and services for consumers. And the last one is the process that puts intangible inputs in use or action. So let us move on to the production system. So what is production system? According to the book, dun sa ebook na provide ni Sir, production system is the methods, procedure, or arrangement which include all functions required to accumulate the inputs process or reprocess the inputs and deliver the marketable outputs. So it is also a process by which elements are transformed into useful products. So sa production system, kinukonsist siya ng three main components, yung inputs, conversion process, and outputs. So ano nga ba yung inputs? Yung inputs include raw materials, machine, man-hours components or parts, drawing instructions, and other paperworks. While the conversion process is the actual production process, operation may be either manual or mechanical or chemical. Output, so output, alam naman nating lahat na siya na yung finished products or goods or services. So ayan, the three components of a production system are depicted in this diagram. Makikita natin yung inputs. So example nga niya is yung raw material, machine, labor. Yung conversion process naman is manual, mechanical, or chemical, or operational, while the output is the finished products. Ano naman yung example? So, example for tangible goods. For example ng tangible goods, sa sugar industry, di ba? Sa sugar industry, consider an example from a service industry is a sugar industry. So sa sugar industry, ang input natin doon is yung, ang input natin sa sugar industry is the sugar cane. So yung conversion process naman natin sa sugar industry is yung sugarcane juice, and then yung finished product natin doon or yung output natin is the sugar or the refined sugar for mass consumption. Sa intangible goods naman, yung example natin is the software company. So dito ang input natin is yung mga program codes. Tapos yung codes na yon are integrated in some database and are provided with a user-friendly interface through a conversion process. So finally, an output is made available in form of an executable application program. So makikita natin na lahat ng product dumadaan dun sa three components which are the input, the conversion process, and the output. Let's move on to the types of production system. We have 4 types of production system. First one is the job production. The second one is the batch production, mass production, and the process production. So job production, this type of production system is concerned with making a usually high-priced product to an order which is not likely to be repeated. Kailangan nyo ng skilled workers who can be flexible in adapting their skills to producing just what the customers required. So a crucial consideration in job production is the fact that nearly all the production costs fall in one job. So ano nga ba yung mga example ng job production? So example ng job production is yung mga customized product. Di ba, in ngayon yung mga customized cake, yung mga ganon. And then designing and implementing an advertising campaign, example din siya nun. Para sa mga accountants naman, yung sa mga auditing firms, Tapos, building a new factory and installing a machinery in a factory. So, what are the advantages of job production? So, advantages naman ng job production is the product is usually high quality. And the producer meets individual customer needs kasi nga customize siya. And lastly, great job satisfaction. On the other hand, yung disadvantage naman niya is loss of producing one unit or job is higher. And then labor intensive siya at nagre-require siya ng investment sa skills and trainings ng mga workers. Job production. So, yung job production naman, this is the production of a given quantity of goods. So there's maybe a repeat orders, but there is no continuous flow of production. Batch production resembles job production in that these are specialist goods made to fit customers' requirement, but in that different cost of production can be spread over a number of units, so allowing firms more scope to invest in a new machinery. So ang example ng batch production is yung mga makina para sa airplane. So consider siya as example of batch production. So what are the advantages of batch production? So the advantages are the following. Number one is making in batches reduce the unit cost. Number two, can still address the specific customer needs. Example, the size, the weight, and the style. And the use of specialized machinery and skills can increase the output and productivity. Yung disadvantage naman niya is yung time loss, switching batches machinery may need to be reset. Kasi nga malalaking makina or machinery yung ginagamit dito, so by batch siya. Need to keep stocks of raw materials. Kailangan mag-stock ng madaming raw materials kasi nga by batch yung production dito. So madami din yung mga final output. Yung cash is also investment in work in progress and potentially demotivating for staff. Demotivating yung staff kasi parang religiously yun yung ginagawa nila. So kaya isa siya sa disadvantage. Mass production. So yung mass production naman is a continuous output of uniform standardized products for a mass market which offers a regular continuous demand. So yung example ng mass production, yung cars, chocolate bars, and electronic goods, or yung mga nabibili nating mga sa supermarket, yung mga canned goods, or yung mga over-the-counter drugs, or yung mga household appliances. So yun yung example ng mass production. Yung advantage naman ng mass production is yung labor cost niya are usually lower. Kasi nga, saka yung materials niya is pino-purchase in a large quantities. So, mas cheaper yung materials niya. And yun nga, large number of goods are produced from the word itself na mass production. The disadvantage naman is yung machinery for mass production is expensive to buy. So production lines are very expensive to set up. And then workers are not very motivated since their work is very repetitive, gaya nung sa batch production. So yung workers, demotivated sila kasi nga repetitive yung work nila or religiously, parang paulit-ulit na lang. And then, the production is not very flexible at difficult to adapt. Ang disadvantage pa niya, pag may nasirang line, pag nagkaroon ng line breaks, the whole production process is mag-stop. So process production. So yung process production naman, this refers to the process used to extract products such as oil and gas. It makes possible a continuous flow of production using expensive machinery, highly automated methods, and the mass marketing technique. So in mass production, yung flow low production and process production, a small range of products is produced in a very large quantities. So ang example niya is the oil refining and cement. The advantages of process productions are the following. So number one, yung process can normally be automated, which reduces unit cost. And then large quantities can be produced, and ideal for products which have to be consistent quality. Sorry. Yung disadvantage naman niya, yung mga machinery niya o yung ginagamit for the production of cement oil and oil refining is heavy yung investment. Saka difficult and disruptive in the production process has to be stopped. And then little opportunity to make different versions of the product. So overall, yung production system is the design process na by which elements are transformed into useful product. So it is characterized by the input, conversion process, and output sequence, which is applicable to a wide range of human activities. So that's all. Thank you. Any question regarding to my topic?
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for the comprehensive discussions about production management. Okay, to add on again, as I mentioned earlier, given a basic commitment to capacity, decision must be made on the adaptability of the production volume to meet the inevitable changes in market demand, that the firm will experience. So, okay, so I think that's it for the discussions about production management. Thank you, sir, and good afternoon, everyone.